Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. We will discuss how to make a smart and successful prospecting calls. My name is Pamela Chinchilla. I'm the founder of CDM. Hello from the beautiful Tennessee. Let's get started. Prospecting can be one of the most challenging aspects to sales. It's one of the greatest fears most salespeople have. We worry about rejection, handling objections, and sounding like an idiot on the phone. In today's webinar, I'm going to give you some helpful tips to try and alleviate some of the stress of prospecting calling. But in the end, it is up to each of us to push beyond our fears and just do it. What's a prospect? A prospect is a qualified or interested individual who, through interaction, has demonstrated they are prepared to make a purchase decision. The key criteria here is qualifying. Create a few questions that will help you learn about the business and determine if they fit for your services. This will also allow you to create a valuable proposition. Questions I like to use when talking to prospects are: what is currently working for you? Are you happy with your marketing efforts? What are your company's strengths? Where are the gaps that you are seeing with your current providers? What can be improved? Are you interested in getting new customers or exploring new opportunities for revenue? I rarely go into sales pitch on the first call unless that is what the prospect is expecting. Intro calls should be about understanding the needs and figuring out where you can help them with the goal of booking a presentation. Who's a prospect? Everyone. Of course, every business needs some sort of marketing that will help attract new and existing customers to return. The solutions are endless that you can use, but we no longer are to the point where we need to explain the importance of digital marketing. Most businesses know they need some sort of online presence, whether it be a website, search engine optimization, reputation management, or social media marketing solutions. It's now whether or not we can explain the value you provide over other companies. Create a script. First important part of any good prospecting or presentation call is to create a script. Have an idea of what you are going to say and how you will handle objections. Create a good elevator pitch that conveys the value you provide your local businesses. It can be easy as we work with local businesses to help them get new customers by getting you found online. Our clients have increased their revenue year over year. There are many resources that you can access online to find templates for prospect scripts. You should have a set of qualifying questions and ways to handle the gatekeeper. Map out your sales goals in advance. Not every call is going to follow the same path, so have multiple ways to move the prospect to get to the end goal of getting a meeting or presentation. Remember, practice makes perfect. Make sure that you spend a few days going over your script with team members or family and friends. Once you have honed the script, you will be much more confident when talking to prospects over the phone. Same goes for voicemails. Create one and use it for calls. It's good to test a few and see which one goes best with the response. Identify prospect. As I previously mentioned, it's important to qualify the prospect. This is not only means to see if they are fit for our products, but are they the right person you should be talking to, the ultimate decision maker. Ask those important questions and sit back and listen. It is important that you listen as this will give you the valuable information about what opportunities lie within this business. Don't just shut up and throw up. The best salespeople stay modest, curious, and are great problem solvers. When prospecting for businesses, look for the low hanging fruit. This can be a new business or an existing that recently moved, as they will either have no online presence or need to update current information. One of the tricks that I used in the past is to go online job sites to find businesses looking for a marketing person or a web developer. Typically, they don't have the money to hire an experienced professional full time, but they do have the budget to contract their needs to an agency like ours. So, when is the best time to prospect? If you are like me, you decide based on your schedule. An MIT study has shown that you are more likely to reach prospects at certain times of the day. Mornings are found to be good time to reach prospects, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., before the day begins and meetings and emails get in the way. They also found that 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. is a good time to call to make contact with a lead. A little surprising since you would think most people are packing up for the day, but it does make sense. If you look at the calendars, most people don't like to schedule meetings at the end of the day. The research shows that you reach your prospects 114% more than the worst time period, which was from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The study also looked at the days of the week as well. The research found that Wednesdays and Thursdays are the best days to call a lead. Mondays can be bad as most people are still reeling from the weekend and planning their to-do list for the rest of the week. The numbers may be very different based on your industry or company, so it's worthwhile to take the time to analyze your own calls over several weeks and track them in Sales and Success Center. With this information, you can create a personal time optimization plan that allows you to identify and make the most of your prime call times. Texting has become common practice in our everyday lives. Why not use it as well in your professional life? It's been shown that texting has improved conversion rates substantially. When you are on texting terms with a prospect, it shows that they have a level of trust for you. Don't abuse this trust. Keep it a simple form of communication to either get permission for a time to talk or book a meeting. I also love it for confirming appointments. My dentist send me reminders on appointment and it's great, or I would just forget. This is one of the best ways to keep meetings or calls from being canceled. Use social media. LinkedIn and Facebook are extremely valuable for prospecting. I received a message on LinkedIn yesterday from a prospect that wants to do business with CDM. It's important to spend time connecting and prospecting relevant content about our industry. It portrays you as an industry leader. I also like to use Facebook to stay up to date with not only family and friends but business contacts. It allows you to see the other side of people and what makes them tick. Record your calls. Have you ever listened that tone of your prospecting calls or anyone else? It's painful. So before you do, settle and grab engine and tonic. Only record your calls if it can be done legally. You can do this with a number of apps you can download to your mobile phone. Really listen and learn. All of us have clunches, words we like to use to stall like um, mm. Identify these so you can learn to use them less. Let others also listen to your calls and give you constructive feedback. However, in the end, you are going to be your best coach. Of course, we are always harder on ourselves. With repetition and practice, you will only improve. Author Malcolm Gladwell said that it takes roughly 10,000 hours of practice to become world class at something. So most of us have a long way to go. One thing we sometimes forget to ask for referrals. Most salespeople forget to even though it can be the best way to find a new lead or prospect. For the most part, people want to help others, especially if they feel that you can be of value. Remind yourself that the worst can happen is that the client say no. Make asking for a referral part of your sales routine. The more you ask, the more you will get. So don't be afraid. Also, always thank the person for a referral. I love to send new clients handwriting thank you cards as a personal touch. There are many tips and tricks for calling, but the best tip is to do as many as possible. When you are doing them, here are a few things that will help you. Remember, smile when you dial. Your mood and attitude comes through the phone. The more positive you sound, the more inviting you will be to the prospect. Stand when you are calling. This will help your confidence and allow you to sound better. Visualize that you are talking to a friend. Be brief. Get to the point and listen. Set goals, numbers of goals or appointments. Allow some time in your week for goals and don't multitask. Become friends with the gatekeeper, or you will never get through the decision maker. Be ready to handle objections. The most common ones are: send me more information. Say for sure, I would love to do that. Before I do, I would like to personalize it for you. Do you have a minute to let me know? Then ask qualifying questions. I'm busy right now. It's another one I hear a lot. I totally understand. When do you have time for a quick 2 minutes call to discuss if there is a fit so I don't waste your time? I can't make the decision right now. I get it. Now is not a good time. If you could help me understand what or who do we need to be involved to help make the decision? Another effective way to prospect is by using our marketing automation software to generate leads. Find leads lists either from Chamber of Commerce, social networks, personal networks, or professional networking clubs like BNI. Get contact information and create a snapshot that you can either send by email or bring it in person. This report will give you the ammunition you need to get you started on a productive conversation about the business marketing needs assessment. They are informative and great marketing leave behind for our company. It allows you to discuss online listing, reviews, website development, social marketing, and other marketing solutions. You will want to create a schedule when talking to your prospect. Having a cadence will allow for consistent contact. Leave a voicemail and follow up with email. Go follow up with LinkedIn requests. Go follow up with a snapshot report email, and so on. This keeps you on top of mind and allow you for multiple touch points. What do you do when someone opens or view your marketing email? I always get excited when I see this because I know that there is some interest. Top organizations have been using marketing automation for some time. It's a valuable tool to help with prospecting. It's been shown that the faster you connect with the prospect, the better your chances of getting a meeting or make a connection. If you can reach the prospect in the first 2 hours, your odds increase. After 2 hours, you are less likely to connect with them. Map out a couple of scenarios before you call. 1. They may not remember the email or may just want to delete it. So, understand that they get a lot of emails, but you want to go the extra mile to call them. 2. They may have saw your email but not interested. Say, I agree. The email itself may not be too interesting, but I was hoping to tell you what we do in one sentence and then take a couple of minutes to discover if it makes sense for your business. Go in a call with an open mind and most of all, just do it. Again, thank you everyone for joining me today, and don't hesitate to contact me with any questions you may have. I'm Pamela Chinchilla, signing off for now. Have a great week and keep it crushing it.